step down from that, he's cute, he's handsome, yada, 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 and come down to, oops, what do we really need to be discussing before we get married? Now, I'm going to go into those things, okay? First thing is, you have to discuss finances. Ladies, you have to be open. When men say this thing like, oh, what do you bring to the table? It doesn't necessarily mean your finances. It means, how are you going to help this relationship thrive? What are you going to be doing in this marriage that will move it forward? And then the man says what he's also going to do in the marriage to move it forward. You have to discuss those things. Yes, these type of discussions are so deep, and they're probably like painful and stuff to discuss them, but it's a discussion that you cannot skip. There's no way, honestly. And you might agree with me on this. There is no amount of preparation will help you to know your spouse 100%. You will never ever know your spouse 100%. But discussing these will help you know your spouse enough to make that informed decision. Is this really, initially I thought he was the one, or initially I thought she was the one. But when you start having these discussions, it will really open up. Is this person really the one for me that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't want to have this discussion, because deep down within them, they're kind of scared that it will reveal a lot of hidden things that will make them begin to question, oh, should I really be, getting into this marriage commitment with this person? So you're going to discuss finances. The man has to lay his finances down on the table and all the debt that he has. And the woman also has to do the very same thing. You have to open up to each other and be as honest as possible. The lady has to lay down her finances too, what kind of work she does, how she makes her money, and not leave anything, bring everything and put everything on the table. You have to discuss these things. Okay, so the man brings his finances to the table, the woman brings her finances to the table, and all the debt, not just what I do to make income, not just that, also any debt that I have, school loans, this loan, that loan, whatever it is, credit card debt and stuff. You have to both bring those and lay them on the table and discuss. The table is just a discussion. That's all it is. It's proverbial. So, bring that to the discussion table, or bring that to in front of the congregation, like they say, and discuss that. Otherwise, both of you will mess each other up if you don't bring these things to the front of the congregation and discuss them. The congregation in this discussion is you and the man, or you and the woman. Okay. Another huge thing is family values. I can tell you one thing for sure. When my husband and I were dating, he would ask me the same question at different times in different ways, because he wanted to see, am I for real? So the one question he kept asking me multiple times in different ways was, what do you think about family? What are your ideas about family? Because to him, family was huge and family was important, and not just the nuclear family. His thing was extended family as well. He wanted to know from me, like, he was sure that he believed in the nuclear family, and he also believed in extended family, but he wanted to know where my mind was in terms of family values. So he kept on because we dated for 2 years before we got married. He kept on asking me throughout the dating process in different ways. He would ask me, and then sometimes he would create different scenarios and ask me what I thought about those scenarios. So every response I gave him made him understand where my mind was in terms of what I thought about nuclear family and what I thought about extended family. These things are huge, because you don't want to find yourself married and somewhere along the line within your marriage, this comes up. Oh, my mother is sick, and, she has to, could she come stay with us? And the man says no, or the woman says no. then you guys are going to start fighting. You see, when I met my husband, he had just bought a plot of land and he was building his second house. So but it was a bigger house. And I started asking him, I said, okay, that's good and everything, but why bigger? The house you have now, to me, is big enough. Why do you want a bigger house?